Repair work on one of the country's most isolated highways, the Milford Road, is ongoing, with road crews facing challenging conditions as winter takes hold. The only road into Milford Sound was extensively damaged in early February when more than a metre of rain fell in less than 3 days. It's been reopened to the public, subject to the weather and avalanche risk. Reporter Tess Brunton and cameraman Nathan McKinnon hopped in the truck to check the repairs as the highway faced its first decent snowfall of winter.
Half an hour from Tiano and large, thick snowflakes started falling fast and settling on the Milford Road, getting heavier as we drove on. It was closed to the public due to the heavy snow forecast. We only got through because Milford Road Alliance manager Kevin Thompson took us in. At Cascade Creek Campground, Kevin checked in on 3 camper vans to tell them the Milford Road is closed from Hollyford and it could be shut closer to Tiano if the snow gets worse. Not long later, the call was made to close it from the National Park boundary, 40 kilometres closer to Tiano. Further up the road near the Homer Tunnel, large ploughs with chain-covered wheels send plumes of snow into the air as they work to clear the highway. It's Carl Hunter's first winter as the Milford Road's maintenance foreman, patrolling the roads, monitoring his team and directing traffic.
It's actually pretty good. It's because it's such nice fluffy powder. It's not too slippery at the moment, but once we peel it off, it can get quite compacted and start to get quite slick. So it's something we've got to keep an eye on.
Repair work is underway on the Homer Tunnel after it was damaged in January when a car fire cut power and services that run along the tunnel wall. The government has since earmarked $25 million to upgrade it over the next 18 months. It's expected to create 180 jobs. Kevin Thompson says Tiano should receive a post-lockdown boost from the remote work site, as everything will need to come through the town.
So accommodation, food, services, materials that we purchase and store has to come through. So while you won't always have direct jobs, because many of them are specialists jobs inside a tunnel, there is a lot of support that goes on and out on the road which will add to that.
Shelley Karen monitors and manages traffic around and in the Homer Tunnel. She's the eyes and ears for the Milford Road Alliance, working with the road crews and avalanche specialists to keep traffic flowing and people safe.
You have to be aware coming up from Milford, it's a gradient's quite high, so we have a lot of overheating and car issues. So we have to make sure if someone's got a problem, we're not just letting them go straight inside the tunnel, because that's where you can have a fire, that's where we have breakdowns, and a breakdown or fire in the tunnel closes us down until we can get rid of the congestion.
During peak visitor season, the traffic can be hectic between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m, with over 1,000 vehicles a day. We spoke to Shelley the day before the closure, when motorists were allowed in, but were being warned that anyone going in may not be able to get out the following day. A camper van pulled up at the traffic signal near the east entrance to the tunnel, but when the light turned green, the driver, Waikato resident Louis Ashburner, reversed backwards and ran down to the operations centre down the road.
Gas light came on, I was like, oh, we should be sweet. And then we end up where the tree felling was. We end up sitting there for about half an hour, 45 minutes. And I probably should have turned the van off, but yeah, got down to here and putted out. So I just had to run back and ask them to fill us up on some diesel. So good for them, they've helped us out. So hopefully we can get up there, but I don't know, we might miss our boat ride.
As the road was due to close within a couple of hours, the Milford Road Alliance gave him enough fuel to make the 100-kilometre trip back to Tiano before the snow hit, when he'd usually need to use their satellite phone to call for help. On the drive back towards Tiano, Kevin Thompson stopped and pointed out damaged sections, including rock-filled mesh baskets that create a barrier between the road and the river.
Concrete foundations, the gabion walls themselves, and a number of walls around the Falls Creek Bridge area. They take time and they rely on access to the river. So we'll progressively get to those, and once another month or so passes, we'll be into, I would hope, a good process of construction as we get out of the riverbed and the walls start to climb.
Contractor Downer has between 15 to 30 people working on the various roading upgrades each day, depending on the conditions. It's expected to cost about $8 to $9 million. Kevin Thompson says repairing the road is hard and costly work in remote Fiordland, with long travel times, unpredictable weather, no phone coverage and challenging logistics.
Yeah, the major damage occurred behind us here during the February flood. It's sort of the bank below the highway. Our walls were damaged and a number were removed completely. So it's about preventing the highway falling into the river and protecting it for the future.
While the repair work is expected to take roughly another 12 months, Milford Sound is open and ready for business. On the Milford Road for Checkpoint, Tess Brunton, TNA.